And we return now to breaking news from Nvidia. The stock falling more than 4% after hours as it says the U.S. has informed it that it requires license to export its H20 integrated circuits to China, also saying they see a first quarter charge of $5.5 billion related to these H20 products. For the latest, we turn now to Bloomberg's Mike Shepard. So, Mike, obviously, Nvidia has been in the crosshairs when we consider export controls of semiconductor-oriented technology to China, but this is going a step further than was previously necessary for the country.
That's right. This is a step further, Kaylee, and this is another sign of how the competition in artificial intelligence between the world's two largest economies, the U.S. and China, has intensified, especially since Donald Trump took office. And you will remember that right around the time he took the oath of office, China-based DeepSeek was releasing its lower cost and more efficient model, its R1 chatbot model that took the world by storm and really surprised a lot, including the hyperscalers, but also Nvidia. The company, DeepSeek, was using Nvidia chips, an older generation of them, and this really marked a new blow to American hopes of maintaining what would be a sizable advantage. And it prompted Donald Trump to come out and say, we will make this a priority to retain this edge, to retain this dominance. But it signaled that China had not only its ambitions, but perhaps the wherewithal to pull it off.
So if these aren't Blackwell chips we're talking about, right? If you stacked up enough H20s, could you in fact get the same result as a DeepSeek? Could you advance an AI model? Is that why these are being restricted?
And that is one of the concerns that the U.S. government has, is that, in fact, by using a different package or stack of these H20 chips, and remember, the H20 chip has already been modified and scaled down for the China market, and that's owing to restrictions going back to 2022. As Kaylee mentioned, Nvidia has been in the crosshairs since the Biden administration for the advanced chips it produces and sells, and have been selling into the China market. And they have been looking to make sure that China doesn't get its hands on the best stuff. H20 was introduced as a way to be sort of the stripped down, maybe dumbed down version. But even that has proved to be something that Chinese startups could use to make breakthroughs in AI.
Well, and I would imagine tariffs only add a complicating factor to this whole thing.
Oh, and then you bring in tariffs, of course. And for all of these companies, it's yet another concern because, as Nvidia has pointed out, the concern for them is that it's only going to embolden China to perhaps break away and try to seek its own innovation rather than trying to buy what American companies are designing and producing. So their concern is it's multifold.